אתה הוא מלך אדום, לכו השלום. כי אתה הוא מלך אדום, לכו השלום. שלום רב על ישראל עמך, תשים לעולם. שלום רב על ישראל עמך, תשים לעולם. בטוב בעיניך לברך את עמך ישראל, בכל עת ובכל שעה בשלומך. שלום רב על ישראל עמך, תשים לעולם. שלום רב על ישראל עמך, תשים לעולם. תשים לעולם. תשים לעולם. שלום רב על ישראל עמך, תשים לעולם. שלום רב על ישראל עמך, תשים לעולם. כי אתה הוא מלך אדום, לכו השלום. כי אתה הוא מלך אדום, לכו השלום. שלום רב על ישראל עמך, תשים לעולם. שלום רב על ישראל עמך, תשים לעולם. בטוב בעיניך לברך את עמך ישראל, בכל עת ובכל שעה בשלומך. שלום רב על ישראל עמך, תשים לעולם. שלום רב על ישראל עמך, תשים לעולם. תשים לעולם. תשים לעולם. שלום רב על ישראל עמך, תשים לעולם. שלום רב על ישראל עמך, תשים לעולם. כי אתה הוא מלך אדום, לכו השלום. כי אתה הוא מלך אדום, לכו השלום. שלום רב על ישראל עמך, תשים לעולם. Shalom Rabbi Yisrael Hamcha Tasim Leolam B'tov Be'einecha.
We'll begin our service on page 5 with Shalom Aleichem. But before we do that, I'd like to introduce a melody that combines a little bit of English and a little bit of Hebrew. It's called Sanctuary. It's based on a verse from the Torah, from Exodus. And then the Hebrew part is a part of the psalm. You'll recognize it from the end of Ashrei. It goes like this. Lord, prepare me to be a sanctuary, pure and holy, tried and true. With thanksgiving, I'll be a living sanctuary for you. Ve'asuli mikdash ve'shachanti betocham. Ve'asuli mikdash ve'shachanti betocham. Lord, prepare me. Lord, prepare me to be a sanctuary, pure and holy, tried and true, with thanksgiving, I'll be a living sanctuary for you. Lord, prepare me to be a sanctuary, pure and holy, tried and true. With thanksgiving, I'll be a living sanctuary for you. We'll continue on page 5, Shalom Aleichem, as we welcome the angels in our midst. At the bottom of page 5, there's also, on the left-hand side of the page, there's the transliteration, if you can't read the Hebrew side, at the bottom in the red print. Shalom Aleichem, Malachei Hashavret, Malachei Elyon, Mi Melech, Malachei Hamlachim, Akadosh Baruch Hu. Boachem L'Shalom, Malachei Hashalom, Malachei Elyon, Mi Melech, Malachei Hamlachim, Akadosh Baruch Hu. Baruchuni L'Shalom, Malachei Hashalom, Malachei Elyon, Mi Melech, Malachei Hamlachim, Akadosh Baruch Hu. Tzeidchem L'Shalom, Malachei Hashalom, Malachei Elyon, Mi Melech, Malachei Hamlachim, Akadosh Baruch Hu. We'll continue on page 11 as we begin our Kabbalat Shabbat service, which is the pre-Shabbat service as we welcome Shabbat in our midst on page 11. Lechu neranina, לכו נרננה לאדוני, לכו נרננה, לכו נרננה, לכו נרננה לאדוני. נריע נריע לצור אישנו, נקדמה פניו בתודה. נריע נריע לצור אישנו, בזמירות נריע לו. לכו נרננה, לכו נרננה, לכו נרננה לאדוני, לכו נרננה, לכו נרננה, לכו נרננה לאדוני. היא אל גדול אדוני המלך גדול אלוהים אשר בידו בכל הארץ. On page 12, at the bottom of the page, in the middle of the page, 40 shana kubedov omar, amto elevavhem v'hem lo yodu derachai, asher nishpati v'yapi im yavon el menuchati. On page 13, as we continue with the Psalms, Kabbalat Shabbat is divided into 7 Psalms that represent the 6 days of the week, and as well as Shabbat, and we continue with Psalm 96. Shiru l'Adonai, shiru shir chadash, shiru l'Adonai, kol haaretz, shiru l'Adonai, shiru shir chadash, shiru l'Adonai, kol haaretz, shiru l'Adonai, barechu shemo, basu miyom leyom yeshuato, shiru l'Adonai, barechu shemo, basu miyom leyom yeshuato, shiru l'Adonai, shiru shir chadash, shiru l'Adonai, kol haaretz, shiru l'Adonai, shiru shir chadash, shiru l'Adonai, kol haaretz. Sabnu v'vodo v'lechamim l'otav, v'odo adar v'l'adonai v'od shemo, v'mizu v'chazotav. On page 14, let the heavens be glad, let the earth rejoice, let the sea and all it contains roar in praise, either on the Hebrew side at the red arrow or on the left hand side on page 14 in the red text. Yismechu hashamayim, hashamayim, yismechu hashamayim, hashamayim, yismechu hashamayim. V'tagel haaretz, yismechu hashamayim, yismechu hashamayim, yismechu hashamayim, v'tagel haaretz, yiram hayam, yiram hayam, yiram hayam ve'umelo, yiram hayam, yiram hayam, yiram hayam ve'umelo, yismechu hashamayim, hashamayim, yismechu hashamayim, yismechu hashamayim, v'tagel haaretz, yiram hayam, yiram hayam, yiram hayam ve'umelo, yiram hayam, yiram hayam, yiram hayam ve'umelo. Livnei Adonai kiva, kiva lishpot haaretz, yishpot teva b'tzedek, v'amim b'emunato. We turn in our prayer book to page 18, Psalm 98, in the middle of the psalm. Sing to God to the music of the lyre and voices making music together. with horns and shofar cries, a trumpet, the presence of our sovereign Adonai. Zamru l'Adonai bechinor, bechinor v'kol zimura, v'chatzotzron, v'kol shofar. Hariu livnei hamelech Adonai, Yiram hayam umlo, Tevel ve'yoshveva, Neharot yimcha uchav yachad harim yiranenu. Lifnei Adonai kiva, kiva lishbot haaretz, yishbot tevel b'tzedek, ve'amim b'meisharim, yiram hayam umlo, tevel ve'yoshveva, Neharot yimcha uchav yachad harim yiranenu. Livnei Adonai kiva, kiva lishpot haaretz, lishpot tevel b'tzedek, v'amim b'meisharim. On page 20, at the end of Psalm 99, at the arrow, Romemu Adonai Eloheinu v'hishtachavu leharkod sho. Romemu Adonai Eloheinu v'hishtachavu leharkod sho. Romemu Adonai Eloheinu v'hishtachavu leharkod sho. Ki kadosh Adonai Eloheinu romemu. Ki kadosh Adonai Eloheinu romemu. Romemu Adonai Eloheinu v'hishtachavu lehar kodesho. Romemu Adonai Eloheinu v'hishtachavu lehar kodesho. Ki kadosh Adonai Eloheinu romemu. Ki kadosh Adonai Eloheinu romemu. Page 21, Psalm 29. Mizmor leDavid, Havul Adonai b'nei Elim, Havul Adonai kavod ma'oz, Havul Adonai kavod shemo, Hishtakavu l'Adonai behadrat kodesh, Kol Adonai hamayim, El kavod hirim, Adonai hamayim rabim. Kol Adonai ba'koach, Kol Adonai behadar, Kol Adonai shober alazim, Vaishaber Adonai et zehavanon, Vayarkidem kemo egel Levanon, Vesirion kemo bein re'emim. Kol Adonai chotzev lavotesh, Kol Adonai yakir midbar, yakir Adonai midbar kadesh, Kol Adonai echol layalon, vayeketsov ye'aron, uvehekalo kulo omer kavod, kulo omer kavod. Adonai lamabu yashav, vayeshev Adonai melech leolam, Adonai oz le'amo yitein, Adonai yevarech et amo v'shalom. Page 23, we welcome the Sabbath bride to our Shabbat evening service. Lecha dodi likrat kala pene Shabbat nekabela. Lecha dodi likrat kala pene Shabbat nekabela. Shamor v'zachor b'dibur echad yishmi'anu el hamyuchad Adonai echad Ushemo echad l'shemot tiferet v'litila lecha dodi likrat kala pene Shabbat nekabela likrat Shabbat lechu v'lecha ki mekor haberacha merosh mikedem nesucha sov ma'aseh b'machashava techila lecha dodi likrat kala B'nai Shabbat nekavela mikdash melech ir melucha kumitzeim mitrafecha ravlach shevet be'emek habacha ve'uyachamol halayich hemla lecha dodi likrat kala B'nai Shabbat nekavela hitna ari Me'afar kumi livshi bigdei tivartech ami hayad ben ishai beit halachmi karva el na'afshi ge'ala lecha dodi likrat kala B'nai Shabbat nekabela hitoreri kiva ore kumi Uri shir daveri kevod Adonai alayik nigla lecha dodi likrat kala B'nai Shabbat nekabela. Last paragraph on 24. Lecha dodi likrat kala B'nai Shabbat nekabela. Lecha dodi likrat kala B'nai Shabbat nekabela. Lo tevoshi Velo tikami matish tochechi homa atemi ba yekesu ani ami veniv mita iratila le hadodi li kala B'nai Shabbat nekabela v'hayulim shisa shosayik v'rachaku kol mevalaich yasisalayich Elochaich kimsos chatan al kala lecha dodi likrat kala B'nai Shabbat nekabela yaminu smol tiferot tziveit Adonai ta'aritzi ayarish bein parti venis mecha v'nagila lecha dodi likrat kala B'nai Shabbat nekabela boi v'shalom atere bala gam besimcha o v'tzola toch emunei am segula boi chala lecha dodi likrat kala B'nai Shabbat nekabela. Please be seated. We'll continue on page 27, which is the Psalm for Shabbat. Page 27. Psalm 92. Mizmor shir leyom hashabbat tov lehodo la'Adonai ulezamer leshimcha elyon ulezamer leshimcha עליון. להגיד בבוקר חסדך, באמונתך בלילות, עלי עשור ועלי נבל, עלי היגיון בכינור, מזמור שיר ליום השבת, טוב להודות לאדוני, ולזמר לשמך עליון, ולזמר לשמך עליון. להגיד בבוקר שכב ומחללון, לימדון, וגשים נביאים את זום, עליהם ותאמרום לעולם אדוני, כי הנה יובך אדוני, כי הנה יובני בעודו כל היבן. בקיימים מריתו תשמעון אוזני. On page 28 at the arrow. צדיק תמר יפרח, כרץ בלבנון יזכה, שתולים בבית אדוני, בחצרות אלוהינו יבריחו. עוד ינובון בשיבה, דשנים ברעננים יהיו, להגיד כי ישר אדוני צורי, ולא עוולתה בו. On page 29. Adonai malachu lavesh lavesh, Adonai ozi tazar aptikon teve baltimot. מכל מים רבים אדירים משבריים, אני במרום אדוני אלוהיך, נמנו מאוד לביתך נא בקודש, אדוני לאורך ימים. And as we come to the end of Kabbalat Shabbat, we begin our Mariv portion of the service. It begins on page 39a. We rise for a call to worship, the Baruch Hu, page 39a. Baruch Hu et Adonai Hamevorach. Baruch Adonai Hamorach Leolam Avad. Please be seated. We'll continue together in the Hebrew. Please follow along with me. Baruch Atah Adonai Eloheinu Melech HaOlam, Asher bidvaro ma'ariv aravim, bechokma poteach she'arim, uvivunam shane itim, ומחליב את הזמנים, ומסדר את הכוכבים, במשמרותיהם ברקיע כרצונו, בורא יום ולילה, גולל אור מפני חושך, וחושך מפני אור. ומעביר יום ומביא לילה, ומבדיל בין יום ובין לילה, אדוני צבאות שמו. אל חי וקיים, תמיד ימלוך עלינו לעולם ועד. ברוך אתה אדוני, המריב הרבים. And we continue on page 40 with Ahavat Olam. אהבת עולם בית ישראל עמך אתה, תורה ומצוות הקימו משפטים אותנו לימדת. על כן אדוני אלוהינו בשוכבנו ובקומנו נשיח בחוקיך ונשמח בדברי תורתך ובמצוותיך לעולם ועד. כי הם חיינו ואורך ימינו ואורך ימינו ובהם נגה יומם ולילה יומם ולילה. ועבדך אל תשים ממנו לעולמים. ברוך אתה אדוני אוהב עמו ישראל. שמע ישראל אדוני אלוהינו אדוני אחד. Please together chant with me, please. ואהבת את אדוני אלוהיך בכל לבבך ובכל נפשך ובכל מאודיך. והיו הדברים האלה אשר אנוכי מצווך היום על לבביך ושיננתם לבניך ודיברת בם בשבתך בביתך ובלכתך בדרך ובשוכבך ובקומך וקשרתם לעול על ידיך והיו לתודבות בין עיניך וכתבתם על מזוזות ביתך ובשעריך. Continue praying silently, page 42. Yeah. שמיים לתת לכם כמי השמיים על הארץ ויאמר אדוני משה לאמור דבר בני ישראל ציצית כאן ובניהם לדורותם ונענו ציצית כאן בדרכיהם עליהם לאלוהים להם אלוהיכם אדוני אלוהיכם אמת ואמונה כל זאת וקיים עלינו כי אדוני אלוהינו אין זולתו ואנחנו ישראל עמו. On page 44. ומלכותו ברצון קיבלו עליהם משה ומרים ובני ישראל לכנו שירה ושמחה רבה ואמרו כולם מי כמוך האלים אדוני מי כמוך נדע בקודש נורא תהילות עושי פלא מלכותך ראו בניך פוקעים לבני משה זה אלינו ויאמרו אדוני ימלוך לעולם ועד ונאמר כי פדה אדוני את יעקב וגאלו מחזק ממנו ברוך אתה אדוני גיא ישראל. On page 45, Hashkivenu, as we ask God to spread over us His canopy of peace. השכיבנו אדוני אלוהינו לשלום והעמידנו מלכנו לחיים. השכיבנו אדוני אלוהינו לשלום והעמידנו מלכנו לחיים. Ushmor tzeitenu, uvoenu, Alechaim shalom, me'ata ve'ad olam. Hashkivenu Adonai, Eloheinu lishalom, ve'hamidenu malkeinu lechaim. Ufrosa yusukat shalomecha, b'nei v'tavam yivanem. Ufros aleinu sukat shalomecha, baruch atah Adonai. Apurei sukat shalom aleinu v'kol amo Yisrael, me'al Yerushalayim. We rise, page 46. If you're not able to, please be seated. Vishamru. Vishamru v'nei Yisrael et ha-Shabbat. Lasot et ha-Shabbat ledorotam berit olam. Vishamru v'nei Yisrael et ha-Shabbat. Lasot et ha-Shabbat ledorotam berit olam. Veini uvein b'nei Yisrael oti leolam, oti leolam. Vishamru b'nei Yisrael et ha-Shabbat. Lasot et ha-Shabbat ledorotam berit olam. Ki sheshet yamim asa Adonai, asa Adonai et hashamayim ve'et haaretz. Vishamru v'nei Yisrael et ha-Shabbat. Lasot et ha-Shabbat ledorotam berit olam. Uvayom hashvi Shabbat v'inafash, Shabbat v'inafash, Shabbat v'inafash. Vishamru v'nei Yisrael et ha-Shabbat. Lasot et ha-Shabbat ledorotam berit olam. Yitkada v'yitkada shemei Rabbah, v'yamad yivrachirutei, v'yamnig malchutei, b'chayei hon uv'yomei hon, uv'chayei decho beit Yisrael, ba'agala, ba'agala, uvizman kariv v'yimeru. Yehi shmei Rabbah mevorach, le'olam v'olam ve'amaya. Yitbarak v'yishtabach, v'yitba'ar v'yitromam v'yinaseh, v'yitadar v'yitaleh v'yitalal, shemei dekudesha b'rechu, le'elam min kol birchata v'shirata, tushbechata v'nechemata, damiram be'ama ve'yimeru. Amen. We continue silently the Amidah, pages 47 to page 52, either the Hebrew or the English, or prayers from your heart. Lo yisa goy el goy cherev, lo yimedu o milchama. Lo yisa goy el goy cherev, lo yisa goy el goy cherev, lo yimedu o milchama. Lo yisa goy el goy cherev, lo yisa goy el goy cherev, lo yimedu o milchama. Lo yisa goy el goy cherev, lo yisa goy el goy cherev, lo yimedu o milchama. Lo yisa goy el goy cherev. I'm gonna lay down my sword and shield down by the riverside, down by the riverside, down by the riverside. I'm gonna lay down my sword and shield down by the riverside, down by the riverside. Ain't gonna study war no more, ain't gonna study war no more, ain't gonna study war no more. Ain't gonna study war no more, ain't gonna study war no more, ain't gonna study war no more. Lo yisa goy el goy cherev, lo yilmedu o milchama. Lo yisa goy el goy cherev, lo yisa goy el goy cherev, lo yilmedu o milchama. Lo yisa goy el goy cherev. We'll continue on page 53. Vayechulu hashamayim v'haaretz v'chol tzevam vayechal Elohim bayom hashvi melachta asher asa vayishbot bayom hashvi mikol melachto asher asa vayevarech Elohim et yom hashvi vayikadesh oto kivo shabbat mikol melachto kivo shabbat mikol melachto asher bara Elohim asher bara Elohim la'asot.
Shabbat Shalom, everyone. Thank you so much for coming tonight. We're so lucky to have two special guests tonight for our MLK Shabbat dinner. Everyone is invited to join us after. If you have not RSVP'd, we have plenty of space and room for everyone, so come see me after if you did not register beforehand. But we're not talking about that. We're talking about our two special speakers tonight. We're talking about Ms. Joyce Siegel and Mr. Thomas Chuck Williams, who will be speaking tonight on the lost my place, so sorry. We'll be speaking tonight on the enduring partnership between the local Black and Jewish communities, in particular with the historic Scotland AME Zion Church in Potomac, Maryland. And they're going to give us a brief preview right now of what the talk will be. And I know I'm excited to hear, and I can't wait for you all to listen as well.
Shabbat Shalom, everyone.
You start.
When I heard the opening song, I said, hey, that's one of our songs, yes. Lord, prepare me to me a sanctuary. And I thought, I'm going to feel right at home. I came to Maryland in 1994. My wife was a member of the AME Zion denomination, and she said, you know, I think I found a church that I want to start attending, but because we're new here, I don't know my way around, so will you go with me? And we live up in Germantown, Maryland. We got on 270, came down here to Potomac, and we pull up in front of this little white building. And I looked at my wife and I said, do you realize how many churches we had to pass to come here? You know. And she said, well, you know, I just felt something with the pastor, you know, warm and friendly, and I just want to check them out. And we did. We had a wonderful worship service. We have been members of Scotland ever since. One Sunday, there was a young lady who came in, and she was a school teacher at the local elementary school. And after the service, I walked over and thanked her for coming and just welcomed her. And she said, well, I had to get here because this community is so rich in history. And I thought, really? Okay. We had two sons who were in elementary school at that time. And I said to them, okay, I got an assignment for you. I want you to look up and do some research on the Scotland community. Well, that didn't work out. So I had to do the research myself. And when I was researching, I heard about this situation that was happening at one time back in the 60s. The county was going to condemn the entire Scotland community, and they were going to add an extension to the park. They were going to build horse stables there so that the equestrians will be able to have some place where they can keep their horses. There was a woman, a Jewish homemaker, as I'm reading this, who heard about this, and she said, that can't be. Now, some of the things that I found out about this Jewish homemaker later on is that she didn't just appear from out of nowhere because she heard of this. Her kids played with the kids in Scotland, and as the story goes, and she'll correct me if I'm wrong, as the story goes, is that her kids came home to tell her that some of the kids make fun of the kids from Scotland. They said that, you know, they seem dirty, they smell, but she made a point of bringing her kids into the Scotland community so that they can fellowship and be friends with the kids in the Scotland community. So when she heard about what was going to happen, she started marshaling forces within the community and said, we can't let them do this. And at first, frankly, the Scotland community didn't believe that all of these people wanted to come and save their land. And they formed a group called Save Our Scotland. I don't want to steal too much of her thunder because she can share a little bit, and then we will go more in depth during the meal later on. But I'm hoping that I've given you enough that everyone will want to come to the meal and hear more of this awesome story. So I'm going to present to you none other than that Jewish homemaker who happened to be a volunteer with the League of Women Voters at the time, who came forth. She is well regarded within the Scotland community for what she has done and what she continues to do. Ladies and gentlemen, Ms. Joyce Siegel.
Thanks. I don't want to preempt what we're going to do at dinner, but reading the prayer book, one of the things that we talked about as we prayed was caring about the most vulnerable in our community. And when I saw how my neighbors, because Scotland isn't that far from where I lived, and I was living a very privileged life with water in my house, 2.5 bathrooms, water outside to water the plants, and the people in Scotland didn't have any water, no sewer, no trash pickup. And I just thought, this is wrong. So I worked to get a group of people together, just like Chuck described, and we eventually were able to build 100 affordable homes that are there on 7 Locks Road. And in the process, I mean, it enriched my life and my family's life and all the hundreds of volunteers who helped. We all became so much better for the experience, which I'm eternally grateful for. So we'll talk to you tonight. Okay? Okay. This is what happens when you're 92.
Before we continue the service with Kiddush, I want to thank our speakers for tonight, for what you've said, and also for what you're going to say later on. My experience with your community dates back to the 1980s, when I was on the Prince George's County Human Relations Commission for 4 years. And if anyone wants to hear about it and can ply me with enough drinks, I would consider telling you. That said, I hope that what we have started tonight is more than just a one program per year. It is my hope that we will continue, and that it is also my hope seeing people here whom I have not yet met. I know your interest, and it is my hope that you'll come to me and say you'd like to be part of this endeavor. We'll continue with Kiddush. Please rise.
Page 55. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam borei peri hagafen. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher kidshanu mitzotav veratzavanu b'shabbat kodsho be'ahava uvratzon hinchilanu zikaron lema'aseh boreshit Ki hu yom techila lemikra kodesh zecher letziat Mitzrayim Ki banu v'acharta ve'otanu kidashta mikol amim v'shabbat kodshecha be'ahava uvratzon hinchaltanu Baruch atah Adonai Mekadesh HaShabbat. Amen. We remain standing, page 56. Aleinu l'shabeach l'Adon. כמשפחות האדמה שלא שם חלקנו כהם אור עלינו ככל המונם ואנחנו קוראים ומשתחווים ומודים לבני מלך מלכי המלכים הקדוש ברוך הוא שהוא נוטה שמיים ויוסד הארץ ומושבי קרוב השמיים ממעל ושכינתו זו בגוהי מרומים הוא אלוהינו Enod Emmakenu Ebezulato Kakatu Betorato Biadatayom Vehashibota Elevabecha Ki Adonai Hua Elohim Bashamayim Ima Ve'aretz Mitachat Enod Akenek Avalecha Adonai Eloheinu Liro Be'madi Verduzecha Ki Amachut Shachayim Lekavod Kakatu Betoratecha Adonai Imlo Leolam Vaed Ve'ne'emar Ve'haya Adonai Lemelech HaKol Haaretz Bayom Hahu Hiye Adonai Echad Ushemo Echad.
This week, we remember the yortzites of Nachum Bardin, Samuel Beater, Eileen Blaug, Henry Bogan, Teresa Brenwasser, Sonia Brodecki, Doris Cooper, Sylvia Court, Ronald Dinty, Faye Director, Martin Epner, Barbara Fenton, Louis Gorski, Joel Karp, Benjamin Carl Krieger, Leon Murek, Harriet Murek, Bruce R. Miles, William Ossip, Arthur Preston, Sidney Schlosser, Irene Schlosser, Sandra Kansor, Cecile Grossman, and Beatrice Leibowitz. We mourn with the families over the recent passing of Jerome Euro, Ronald Gross, Francis Harburg, and Enid Portnoy. Will all those who wish please recite Mourner's Kaddish with me on page 58. Yitkadal v'yitkadash shemer Rabba b'yolma divrach hirutei v'yamlich malchutei b'chayechon uv'yomechon uv'chayei d'chol beit Yisrael b'gala uv'izman kariv v'imru amen.
Amen.
Yehei shmei Rabba mevarach le'olam adonai almaya. Yitbarach v'yishtabach v'yitpa'ar v'yitromam v'yitnaseh v'yithadar v'yitaleh v'yithalal shmei dikucha brichu le'ela min kol birchata v'shirata tushbechata v'nechemata damiran b'olma v'imru amen. Yehe shlama rabba min shemaya v'chayim aleinu v'al kol Yisrael v'imru amen. Oseh shalom b'imromav hu ya'aseh shalom aleinu v'al kol Yisrael v'imru. Just a few announcements. Bring your GECC preschoolers on Monday, January 20th, from 10 a.m. to 12 p.m. to play with, quote-unquote, my gym, not my gym, but my gym, and make art kits for patients at the Children's Hospital. Discover the history of Jewish Washington with Sarah Levitt. She's the curator from the Lillian and Albert Small Capital Jewish Museum at CBT's opening Chazak Luncheon on Friday, January 24th at 11:30 a.m. Use the QR code in the Igeret or service booklet to register. CBT is looking for performers of all ages for this year's Wicked Purim Spiel. The cantor has finished most of the spiel. He actually played for me my part.
Yes,
and so far I've offered $1,000 not to have to sing it. He has not accepted. So
not.
if anyone would like to help pressure him
Yes.
into letting me off the hook on this, I would greatly appreciate it. But you can join us at an informational meeting with Cantor Capel on Sunday, January 26th at 12:15 to find out what it's all about.
Adults and kids, so yes, please.
Yes.
And the rabbi.
And it will be PG-13.
Yes.
Anyone over the age of 13 will not be admitted.
No.
Tickets to theater no?
What do you mean? Not be admitted under 13?
No, if they're over 13, they
Oh.
won't be admitted.
That's not true either.
Well, then cut me out of it.
Well, I see what you're doing here.
Yes.
I see. I'm a little slow, but now I get it. Okay.
I have a really great rejoinder, which I am not going to use.
Okay, all right.
Tickets to Theater CBT's winter production of Oliver are on sale now. Visit the upcoming programs page on our website to purchase tickets. By the way, if you purchase tickets, you also get a chance to purchase This Wonderful Morning, such a sight I never did see. And I can tell that none of you have seen Oliver. Registration is now open for the CBT Golf Tournament. We hope to see everyone on Monday, May 12th at Lakewood Country Club for an unforgettable day of fun and connection. Use the QR code in the Garrett or service booklet to register. And by the way, I understand the cantor is going to be taking part this year because if I have to sing at the Purim Spiel, he has to play golf.
Oh. Wow. Okay.
And as Leslie, I'd like to thank Leslie for working on this program tonight as well. And again, if anyone would like to stay for dinner, just let us know.
Please. Thank you, Rabbi. We'll conclude our service on page 211 with Adon Olam. First, there's a little prelude to it, and then you'll know the tune right after. Ose shalom bimromav uyase shalom. Peace unto you, peace unto me, peace unto all the world's family. Adon Olam, Asher Malach, B'terem Kol Yitzir Nivra, Le'en Nasa, V'chefzo Kol, Azai Melech Shemo Nikra. ואחרי ככלות הכל, לבדו ימלוך נורא, והוא היה והוא הווה, והוא יהיה בתפארה, והוא יהיה בתפארה, והוא אחד ואין שני, להמשילו להכבירה, בלי ראשי בלי תכלית, ולא העוז והמשרה, ולא העוז והמשרה, והוא אלי וחי גואלי, בצור חבלי בעת צרה, והוא ניסי ומנוס לי, מנת כוסי ביום אקרא, מנת כוסי ביום אקרא. בידו אפקיד רוחי, בעת תשען וירא, ועם רוחי גביעתי, אדוני לי ולא יירא, אדוני לי ולא יירא. We shall overcome. We shall overcome. We shall overcome someday. Deep in my heart, I do believe we shall overcome someday. Shabbat Shalom, everyone. If you don't know your neighbor in front of you and back of you, wish them a Shabbat Shalom.